Hello, this is Hugh. Welcome back to QLC Media. I'm going to get right to the chase. I'm going to cut right to the chase. I'm a little bit confused because, of course, some of you might have seen the recent BBC News Africa article implying that the reason why African nations are so much better at keeping COVID under wraps than Western countries that have more money is because of poverty. I didn't bother reading the article because if the headline was going to spout such nonsense, I wasn't going to waste my time reading the article. It's pathetic. But what's more pathetic is when you see all these celebrities and billionaires. I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. And I don't want to get sued. But all these celebrities and billionaires talking about how awful it is to be in Africa, how awful people living in Africa must have it, how they have no money, how the children are starving, how the children are dying. Now, in Nigeria, they're talking about SARS and the police brutality. They're talking about how the government killed 12 protesters a few days ago. Yes, it's terrible. As a British Nigerian myself, obviously I don't want there to be police brutality. Obviously, it needs to stop. If SARS continues to do this nonsense, if the government continues to condone it or be a part of it, then these people need to be, you know, they need to cease their nonsense. Obviously, end SARS if they're going to continue to do this nonsense. But what interests me, forward slash what confuses me, is why Western media, why Western media picks and chooses when to give a damn about Africa. Like, I don't like Western media, in my honest opinion, they rarely talk about the good stuff that happens in African nations. Like, yeah, I may be Nigerian, but there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in Africa every day. There's different festivals, there's all this history, all this cool stuff happening in Africa all the time. It's never, ever talked about on BBC News Africa or BBC News or whatever international body, because it's too positive. I could be wrong. Maybe there are exceptions, but at least most of the time I don't see it. You have to go on social media and go on pro-black or pro-African pages to see anything good about black people or people from African descent or Caribbean descent. Because, Jamaica is a beautiful country. The Caribbean is full of beautiful countries. They don't talk about the cool stuff happening there. I mean, if it wasn't for Usain Bolt and his colleagues, Jamaica would still have a mostly uneven reputation, because Jamaica's got a lot of good things going for it, but some people just go for the bad. And Nigeria is a similar situation. There's a lot of good things going for Nigeria, but there's a lot of bad stuff as well. And the Western media love to focus on the bad stuff. For example, Boko Haram back in the day, or human trafficking, or 419, all this nonsense. And I think I talked about in a previous video about how sometimes being, a Nigerian dude or someone of Nigerian descent, people just presume stuff about you that isn't true. I think I said that on the Black Lives Matter video, possibly. But what amazes me is when I talk about the BBC News Africa article, I think about Nigeria because no one's talking about the fact that Nigeria has over 220 million people in the country right now, and there's only been 1,100 plus deaths since COVID became a thing. I'm in the UK. Over 40,000 people have died. Most of them are in England. And we got 66, 60 something million people here. And it's a first world country, but Nigeria is supposedly a third world country. And it's got way more people in it. And the government is way more corrupt. And yet, what, 1,000 odd people die in comparison to the UK. That is embarrassing for the UK. That is embarrassing. I'm not even gonna mention other African countries. I'm just gonna talk about Nigeria because this video shouldn't be too long. That's why. But it's just stuff like that that boggles the mind. Like, just talk about how well other countries have done. Like, they've talked about Vietnam, they've talked about Japan, they've talked about places like Egypt, not even barely even talking about COVID. They chilling in Egypt. They chilling. I think I saw a YouTube video. Some guy travels the world, all these different countries, and he went to Egypt. They talking about, oh, we don't really care about COVID, but here there's a 10 p.m. curfew every day, all over the country. There's all these tiers now. Before there was the stupid Nando scale phases nonsense. God. But in Nigeria, they had it patterned down. They had it locked down nicely. Nobody could go in or out. No one could do no nonsense. It took them months to open up international airports. I know this from personal experience, but they don't want to talk about the fact that these Western nations, including the UK and the USA, they've done way worse than third world countries in Africa. Everybody talks smack about Africa, but this the one time there's the perfect opportunity to say, well done, Africa, well done. But no, they want to blame poverty. How the hell does poverty make you immune to COVID-19? And then you got the Chinese and how they've treated African migrants, blaming them for the resurgence of the virus. It's like Africans they can't catch a break. They can't catch a break. And I'm sitting here in the UK thinking, what can be learned from Nigeria? Because again, I'm not going to give you any more statistics. You can Google this yourself. Nigeria has over 200 million people and only 1,100 and certain people have died. Up until this day. Right now, up until this day. This what? 26th of October? Almost 27th? Up until this day, how many people have died here in the UK? Over 43,000? Something like that? Think about it, man. Africans need to, we need more credit, we need more respect, but we have to, I guess we have to do even more to get that. Personally, I believe that this entire COVID fiasco has finally shown people, the masses, that they can't just rely on the powers that be to save them. Doesn't matter if you're a Labour supporter or a Conservative supporter in the UK. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat in the US. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Doesn't matter who you support, who you vote for. You need to understand. You can't just sit there and rely on the state to do everything for you and look out for you. Like, what was it? What was that stimulus package in America? $1,200 to last them, 3 months? No, it's not enough. So now I hope to God that more people, especially people from working class backgrounds and ethnic minority backgrounds, especially the ones that may not have a lot of money circulating right now, they should, try and start their own side hustles. If it's YouTube, it's YouTube. If it's e-commerce, it's e-commerce. If it's sales, it's sales. Something to bring some money in. You can't just rely on one stream of income or one employer. You can't just rely on the state to bail you out when there's a crisis. Because if you are living in a Western country, chances are you've seen how bad it can get. And you've seen, if you're in the UK right now, you've seen how bad something can be handled. But what really ticks me off as obviously a British person with African heritage, what ticks me off is when we do something and we mess up. Oh, there's a plan. Oh, we'll do better. But when poorer countries that are supposed to be not supposed to be, that would be presumed to be less prepared, when they're doing better than us, it makes you question what we as a country in the UK, what we're doing wrong. And then when people are more concerned with talking about police brutality in Nigeria than very, very, very few people dying from COVID in Nigeria in comparison to the UK, if you compare the populations, like when the police brutality is mentioned a lot more often than the COVID and how it's handled in Nigeria and how it's handled far better than in the UK, it 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 actually makes me question whether there's some sort of agenda behind how Western slash international media report on African nations and their progress. That's all I have to say, honestly. I'm surprised this video's lasted 11 minutes. I'm not even going to bother editing it. I just want you to consider, just to think about it. And I know I've been away for a few weeks, no excuses, apologies. I'm going to put more content out there and I hope that you enjoy it. If you want me to talk about stuff that you care about, comment below on what you want me to talk about in these videos. If you like my video, comment below. If you don't, comment below and tell me why. This channel, I need it to get better, and I am aiming to do better while creating videos. So please like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, share it with your friends and family. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.